Now we'll come back to the other gland now. We are now finished with the hypothalamus as well as the anterior pituitary and plus pituitary. Now come to very important gland, thyroid gland. And we had already studied it located in the neck, just in front of the trachea, and it is having two lobes. They are connected by the connectivity. Now let us see the structure. The thyroid gland is composed of two lobes. Already told you on either side of the trachea in the neck. It is here. A thyroid gland that is situated in the neck in front of trachea. It is having two lobes, 1 and 2, and they are connected by isthmus. This is the isthmus. This is the isthmus. It is quite superficially located. Both the lobes, they are connected with already, I had told you, thin flap of connectivity called as. And these are the thing. Now we will come to the microscopic structure of the thyroid gland. We will study that microscopic structure. The parafollicular C cells, they secrete calcitonin, which is of no physiological importance to you. The follicular cell, epithelial cell, they synthesize thyroid hormone by incorporating iodine into the amino acid substrate tyrosine. Iodine is a key substrate for the synthesis of thyroid hormone. Thyroid gland, it principally consists of the two cells. Parafollicular cell, which is known as C parafollicular cell, other are the follicular cells. Parafollicular cell, they secrete calcitonin hormone. They will play some role in calcium, but it is of no importance. Now I will be asking you question, student, why? Why the calcitonin that is secreted by parafollicular cell is of no importance to you? Obviously the reason is because that the function, the control of the calcium metabolism is performed by another very important hormone, parathyroid hormone, secreted by parathyroid hormone. So hence that is not needed. Even if the parafollicular cell, they don't secrete calcitonin, nothing will happen to. Then the other cells, they are known as a follicular cell. These are the primary basic cells which are secreting the thyroxine hormone. For the synthesis of thyroxine hormone, iodine is a substance, is a substance which is needed. And other one, that is amino acid tyrosine. So iodine, this element that is needed, iodine, and therefore it is essential that should get diet sufficient quantity of iodides. Nowadays this is not necessary because most of the iodine we are getting because we are eating iodized salt. So again, thyroid hormone, principally it is secreting two hormones, T3 and T4. I had already shown you. This is, you can say, just we'll have a look at the diagram. These are parafollicular cells, they are secreting calcitonin, and these are all follicular cells. They are secreting follicular cells. They are secreting T3 and T4, thyroxine and triiodothyronine, and this is the colloid matter in between, and you call this thing which is between the follicle as a stroma. It is nothing but connective tissue. It is a connective tissue, and the colloid material which is lying in the cavities of that follicles. How we'll see now how that thyroid hormone, secretion of thyroid hormone is regulated. That is obviously regulated by hypothalamus. Hypothalamus secretes that hormone, thyrotropin releasing hormone. In response to the TRH, pituitary secretes TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. So, and in response to that thing, the thyroid gland that will be secreting T4, and this then they will act on the various tissue and they will have that desired effect. Okay, so in this way the control is exercised. Now what are the factors that that the thalamus takes into consideration? What are the factors? The level of the T3, T4 itself, if there is in our body, if the level of T3 and T4 is more, that will have inhibitory effect of on hypothalamus. Hypothalamus will be secreting less amount of TRH, and because of that thing, thyroid gland will be secreting less amount of thyroid hormone, and there will be less synthesis of T3 and T4. And similarly, if there is low quantity, if the level of T3 and T4 in our blood is low, consequently they will be instructing, the hypothalamus will be sensing, and hypothalamus will be secreting TRH more, and TRH will be again stimulating the pituitary to secrete TSH, and again the TSH will be stimulating the thyroid gland to secrete T3, and in this way this is sort of regulation. In this way that is regulated secretion of T3. And then you can see physiological functions of the thyroid gland. It increases the basal metabolic rate of the body. This includes the burning of calories, heat production, protein metabolism. It also plays a role, carbohydrate and lipid. But let us say it increases the basic metabolism. This is a very, very important function of thyroid. It acts on practically each and every cells of our body. Each and every cell of our body, they are having a certain basal metabolic rate. We can call it as a basal metabolic rate. Metabolic rate in which the cell they are using the calories, they are burning the calories, they are producing heat because our body needs to produce heat, certain amount of heat to keep us warm, otherwise we will grow cold. So that thing that is regulated, it maintains that basal metabolic rate, so that when thyroid has less amount of thyroid hormone is secreted, all the cell they will have decreasing activity, the metabolic rate BMR that will go down, and when there is excessively secreted, the BMR basal metabolic rate, it will go up. Apart from that, it plays a very important role. It promotes protein synthesis. This is very important, you must remember. It promotes protein synthesis. Then there is carbohydrate. It is having a complex type of action. It increases blood glucose level. It is ultimately it causes slight increase in the blood glucose level. Lipid metabolism, it is responsible for their synthesis, on their mobilization as well as their degradation. But degradation, it exceeds their synthesis. Hence, when there is a excessive secretion of thyroid hormone, there is a negative, you can say, lipid balance. Then growth and development of the central nervous system. Thyroid hormone, again, it plays a very important role in the normal growth of the nervous system. Particularly true the initial part of the fetal life, when the child is still in the womb of his mother, and during the very early part of his child life, say during the first 2 or 3 years, the level of the thyroxine hormone is very essential, so that if there is a decreased level, normal growth of the central nervous system and brain will not take place, and the child, he will remain retarded, he will remain subnormal, his mental development will not take place properly. There will be, he will not reach that various stages of development. His IQ will be low, quite low. He will not be able to perform various intelligent activity or cognitive activity like problem solving and mathematics. He will lag behind in the school, behind other. That depends on how much deficiency of thyroid hormone is there. His biological age may not be match his chronological age, maybe 15, 16 years, but still his brain may be just of 4 or 5 years. So this is the very important role it plays. And the child, during this critical period, the child, he receives thyroxine from where? When he is in the mother's womb, he receives to the placenta from the mother. And during the early part of his life, he is on his breastfeeding, so he receives that thyroxine hormone from blood. So it is very essential that the mother, she herself get a proper diet in which there is sufficient amount of iodine is there. If she is herself suffering from hypothyroidism, obviously child will suffer. So let us again study again what is there. We just read out. This exert a profound effect, and this condition, the symptom which result because of this condition, it is known as cretinism. The growth and development of the central, the thyroid hormone, they exert profound effect on the growth and maturation of the central nervous system, the late fetal and early postnatal period. I had already told you, but still you must make your concept very clear. You remember, this is very essential when during the late fetal as well as the early postnatal life. If there is a deficiency of thyroid hormone in the late fetal or during the first years of child life, this would have profound effect on the normal growth and development of central nervous system and brain. This I had already told you. Have profound effect. The child will have the following symptom complex. There will be, I have told you, but just will be reading out delayed occurrence of the normal stages of child development. You can say when the child is born, there are stages of child development. The 2 or 3 years, he holds his neck. Then another 5 or 6 months, he get turned. Around 5 or 6 months, it's around 1 year, he is able to stand and walk a little. So all these stages, there's all these milestones in the child's development, they're delayed. Their mental development is very backward and may always remain subnormal. I had already told you, anatomically the brain is small. Brain brain sort of normal size, small. Such a condition that occurs in the child in the deficiency of thyroid hormone in the early part of the life is known as cretinism. And what is essential apart from this is a very irreversible condition. After the 2 year, even if you give sufficient amount of iodine to the child, or even if you give oral, you can say thyroxine substitution, that will not restore that normal growth. That normal growth, the retarded growth, that will continue throughout that child's life. This is the photo. You can see from the photo herself, you can see, make out that the child is subnormal. Way she is, you can make out. Again, already we had discussed the one disease, cretinism, that occurs in the early childhood when the children does not get sufficient amount of thyroxine hormone. The diseases of the thyroid, they are divided into 3 major categories. They are the hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism and goiter. Now let us study first. I had already told you in endocrinal system. Again, I will be emphasizing that thing. Endocrinal system, most of the disorder, they are caused either by excessive secretion of that hormone by that gland, or when there is a deficient secretion of that hormone from that gland. So if there is more secretion of thyroxine hormone from thyroid gland, that will result in hypothyroidism. Causes, they are the grave diseases, and second is multinodular. Hypothyroidism, they may be cause either grave diseases, autoimmune disorders. Some of the antibodies which are manufactured against the bacteria, they are having a structure which is similar to thyroid stimulating hormone. Thyroid stimulating, so they get bind to that receptor which are present on the cell, and they stimulate the secretion of thyroid hormone. So this is in fact this is something of false thing. So that excessive thyroid hormone that is secreted. The other cause, there can be multinodular goiter, a tumor development thyroid glands that may secrete excessive. Sometimes there are tumor in other part of the gland, other part of body, and they also have some endocrinal like tumors. They also secrete thyroid hormone. A clinical feature, as I had already told you, thyroid hormone that plays a very important role in metabolism and particularly in maintaining basal metabolism. Now in hyperthyroidism, there is excessive secretion. So what will happen? The basal metabolic, every cell they will be performing, the metabolic rate will be increasing, would have increased. So what that will consequences, what they will give rise? Every cell that has become now hyperactive. It is generating more heat. It has become more active. So general cause can see the symptom. Obviously they will be burning more calories. They will be having, because of that thing, they will be having weight loss. Obviously because of burning of more calories, they will be themselves warm. There will be heat intolerance. Because of that thing, excessive burning, there will be fatigability. Then GIT. What will happen? You can just guess it. Cell they have become active. There will be more motility in the GIT. It will cause diarrhea. Then in the cardiac system, they will cause the heart to beat more strongly. Force of contraction will be increased. There will be increase in the blood pressure. Then CNS, the patient will appear restless. He will have ability to sleep. Sometimes he will develop maniac-like symptoms. Then there are symptoms related to reproductive organ. In the case of the female, the girl may have infertility. She may have menstrual disturbance. If there is an adult man, he may have impotency. Then ocular, the eye that comes forward, the lid, they retracted, and say grave look. This is a type of hypothyroidism, you can say. It is one of the type of hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. The type of hypothyroidism, in this patient, they have all the symptoms of excessive secretion of thyroid hormone. But apart from that, they have 2 more other symptoms. They will have goiter. So when this triad are present, goiter, and they will have a swelling over their neck, and exophthalmosis means their eyes, they will be protruding forward, and the lid they will retract. That photo, and this symptom complex, when this triad of this symptom complex, it is collectively called as Graves' disease. This is the photo. See the eyes, they have protruded, they have come forward, they are dangerous, and lid is also retracted. Then this is a hypothyroidism. In cretinism, we have seen if there is a deficient secretion of thyroid hormone, or if the child gets from the mother a very less amount of thyroid, we have seen that result in the development of cretinism. However, if there is a deficiency in the later part of the life, that will result in the development of hypothyroidism. So it is very common in the middle-aged women. The most common cause their autoimmunity, there is iodine deficiency. How does autoimmune it causes hypothyroidism? Friends, you will be learning or appearing for the NEET. Obviously, you want to become doctor, and because of the doctor, when you studying the medicine and other book, you will find there are a lot of diseases having autoimmune etiology. What does this autoimmune means? In our body, we are having a immune system, and their primary function is to protect our body from infection from other organism or an organism, particularly bacteria, virus. In autoimmunity, what happens? Sometimes we get an infection and we develop antibodies against that bacteria, you say. But that bacteria is having some structure or some protein which are common to that particular, to the tissue of thyroid. So what these antibodies, they have destroyed that bacteria, that infection is gone. Okay, it's well all right. But even after that, that antibodies will then attack the normal tissue thyroid and they will destroy it. That result in hypothyroid, which is known as Hashimoto's disease. Then it will also result from iodine deficiency. If there is iodine deficiency in the earlier part, the thyroid gland, it try to compensate for that by increasing its size. There is hyperplasia, we call it hyperplasia. It increases its size, but if still the iodine is deficient, then that will result in the hypothyroidism. So the symptom you have, they will be opposite what we have seen in hypothyroidism. There is a common sense here. First, you have to learn what are the function of that particular hormone. Immediately from that thing, you can guess all the clinical feature. If there is excessive secretion, you can guess all the features. And when there is deficient, you can also similarly guess all the clinical features. So there is obviously weight gain because basal metabolic rate has come down. Less calories are burned. Obviously there will be weight gain. There will be goiter because of iodine deficiency. As basal metabolic rate is come, less amount of heat, this patient will have cold intolerance. They will not be able to tolerate. The winter, they will be very severe for them, and summer they will be tolerating. Other people, they will say like yaar kitna garmi hai, wo like theek hi hai. There will be hoarseness of voice. These are some of the symptoms might develop. It is also known as hypothyroidism is also known as mixed edema. Then there are GIT, that will be opposite. There could be constipation. Then serious, there will be bradycardia, heart will beat slowly. Then there will be hematological anemia. There will be reduced blood formation. In CNS, there will be lethargic, somnolence. They will be sleep. Most of the time, they will sleep. Sometimes they even develop psychosis, skin mixed edema. The disease is also known as because of this reproductive, menstrual, they will be irregular, there could be infertility, and in males there could be infants. Then this is a goiter. This is an enlargement of thyroid gland. There are basically two types, diffuse as well as nodular. Nodular, that could be single and multi. Why this happens? Causes, the most important cause is the iron deficiency, the iodine deficiency. Iodine, it is very essential for the normal functioning of thyroid gland and for the synthesis of thyroid hormone. So when there is a deficiency, the goiter will result because the gland, body try to compensate for the deficiency. Earlier it was very common in certain mountainous region of the world, particularly in the Andes, Himalayas and Africa. In Andes regions like countries you can say like Ecuador and Bolivia, in Central African country which are having highland, Ethiopia, then Kenya, Uganda, and India, Nepal, Uttarakhand, they were very common. But now most of they are disappeared because of the program undertaken by the government of fortifying the salt, iodine supplementation program that are initiated by the different government of these regions. Because of that thing, now that has become less common. These are the photos, you can see goiter. These are quite large actually, but of the time that can be subtle also, small. There could be various sizes of goiter. But here you must first remember why there is goiter means enlargement of thigh. For you, first initial stage, it is very necessary for you to clear your concept, to understand the concept. Second stage, you study in some detail, and third is step you can study more detail. So this is the thing. So here, the goiter means enlargement of thyroid gland. It could be small, it could be big, and that result primary cause is iodine deficiency. It could be because of tumor also.